right, guys, welcome back to another video. We have lots to talk about today, from Square Enix changing their entire strategy to Red Dead Redemption potentially coming onto PC, to Xbox getting a bunch of updates. Lots to talk about, but before we do get into it, please make sure if you enjoy daily gaming news content, hit the subscribe button to help the channel grow. Also, if you like Spotify, make sure to check out my Spotify. The link is in the description. So let's talk about Square Enix. And the timing of this couldn't really, I guess, be better to give an entire picture as to kind of what's been happening with the gaming industry. Right now, we already kind of knew what was happening as from the beginning of this year. There's been like over 9,500 layoffs. There's been multiple studio closures and games canceled. And if you've been watching my channel, I've just been basically talking about every single one of those and continuously saying that the gaming industry is not in a great place right now because it is costing way too much to develop these games, and there is not enough return on their investments for these publishers. And going forward into the future, we are going to see multi-platform as the main strategy, at least particularly for Xbox and for PlayStation. And obviously that did come true with Xbox, and it's been true for a while with them having games everywhere. It's also been true for a while with PlayStation because they've had games on PC. And now we kind of have some more information here from a major third-party publisher that has been exclusive to PlayStation for their big games, their Final Fantasy games, saying what is the inevitable, and that is you have to put your games in more places. Multi-platform is where all these people are going to be going, and locking games exclusively to a singular console is a losing strategy, and it continues to be a losing strategy. And we have some more proof of it, you could say, here as Square Enix announces their new AAA games multi-platform strategy of its aggressive new business plan. So what happened was they had their financial results. Their financial results weren't very good. Not enough return on investment. You can get into all the financials, but that is basically what it is. They're not making enough money back on the games that they are releasing. And the major games that they have released in terms of AAA titles and their mainline franchises are Final Fantasy 16 and the Final Fantasy 7 Remake series exclusively on the PlayStation 5. Here is what they say. The plan says Square Enix will aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy that includes Nintendo platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and PCs. And previously it was just exclusive to the PlayStation platform. They say here, by doing this, it will be able to build an environment where more customers can enjoy our titles in regards to major franchises and AAA titles, including catalog titles. And when they say major franchises and AAA titles, again, they are obviously referring to Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Final Fantasy 16, and just the Final Fantasy mainline series. It's good news if you are on a platform that wasn't getting these games going forward. Games like Final Fantasy 17 will be on the Nintendo Switch, will be on the Xbox. So if you have that platform right now and you've been wondering whether that was going to be the case, you are now in luck. And the other one here is Final Fantasy 7, where they've obviously signed an exclusive deal for the trilogy for PlayStation. They're probably kicking themselves in the butt right now as to why they did this. They did not really, I guess, foresee where the industry was going and just how much more costly it was going to get to create some of this stuff. And it's kind of crazy to me. It also just kind of show you that overall, whenever you see social media blowing up and people always talking about how one consumer base doesn't buy games or one consumer base is the reason why gaming is failing, it is obviously not the truth. It is a lot of rage baiting and a lot of people who are just trying to grow off of negative engagement about the platform that they do not like. I mean, this is what we really saw over the last week because Xbox closed 4 studios. And of course, I think that is bad. I don't want them closing studios. I'm sad that Tango is gone. But the narrative you kept seeing was, well, it's because Xbox gamers just do not buy games. It's Game Pass has made them not want to buy games. Well, Final Fantasy was not on Xbox Game Pass. It was locked to the PS5 and the PlayStation 4. And obviously not enough sales were sold on that game. So it is seemingly across the board, AAA games are not selling enough to make back the return on their investments. And here we are with Square Enix having to go to a multi-platform strategy, but it doesn't end there. It actually gets worse for them as well. Because of this, they are having layoffs at Square Enix as well in US and in Europe as a part of their restructuring. So here's the report. It says According to people who were in attendance, Square Enix president Takashi Kiryu said that both the company's American and European arms will be hit with layoffs, which will happen over the course of the next month. The scale of the layoffs wasn't shared, but staff were told that people working in publishing, IT, and Square Enix's collective indie games division will be predominantly affected, and those impacted will be informed this week. Staff were told that in the UK, employees will enter into a 1-month consultancy period as per local employment law, while US-based staff could leave their roles before June. So there it is. It's affecting everybody. This isn't a one company problem. This isn't a one size fit all. We have seen indies, we have seen major publishers, we have seen Sony and Microsoft, all of them. We have seen them all have to have these major layoffs across the industry. And when is it going to end? And what is the solution to all of this? To me, that is the more interesting question. It's not about which platform is better than the other. The question is, what is happening? When is it going to end? And is the future just going to be now a huge change in how these AAA games are developed and put out? Are we going back to smaller, more gameplay focused games? And honestly, to me, that's kind of an exciting prospect, because I think one of the big things that has really hurt this industry, and I don't want to offend anybody out there, but I have to say what I think here, is it's become more mainstream, and people want movies more so than games. They really want these insanely huge cinematic experiences with less gameplay, and that costs a lot to produce when you're getting big actors into games, when you're getting these big cutscenes with these huge cinematics and all of that stuff in it. That costs a lot to produce, rather than just having some games that are fun to play. So that is kind of what I see the issue is right now. But I mean, we'll see if anything does change. We'll see how much these budgets end up shrinking. And if we do get smaller games, and if we're starting to get smaller 10-hour experiences rather than these huge, massive games where you're spending 30 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 hours into it. That's all stuff that is yet to be foreseen, as obviously the reduction, the restructuring across the industry continues to go. But I will jump over here, because when it comes to PlayStation, we do know that they have been waiting to name their new heads of the company, of PlayStation Interactive or Sony Interactive Entertainment. As we know, Jim Ryan has retired, and we finally have the names as to who will be taking over, and that is Herman Hulst and Hideki Nishino. They are the new CEOs there at PlayStation. And it says Herman Hulst and Hideki Nishino will jointly succeed Jim Ryan as the CEOs of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Hulst is CEO of the newly named Studio Business Group, which includes all of the PlayStation's first-party teams, plus covers the development of PlayStation IP onto other mediums such as TV and film. And Hulst was already the head of PlayStation Studios. He was previously the co-founder of Horizon and Killzone developer Guerrilla Games, which was acquired by Sony in 2005. Here's what he says: "I'm thrilled to lead the Studio Business Group and continue to build on our success with PlayStation 5 while preparing for the future." And I hope they have some plans for the future, because we have no roadmap right now about PlayStation games releasing. Continues and says, "The video game industry is one of the largest entertainment industries in the world and has been built on the marriage of content and technology, and I look forward to continuing to push the boundaries of play and entertainment." And then we have here Hideki Nishino, who will lead the Platform Business Group, which includes console hardware, technology accessories, PlayStation Network, and third-party relations, covering major publishers and indie studios. And he was already the SVP of platform experiences, and he's been part of the Sony business since 2006, holding numerous roles at Sony Network Entertainment and Sony Corporation and SIE. And here's what he says: "We will continue to connect players and creators through world-class products, services, and technology. We always strive to grow our community even bigger with innovation in every area of Sony Interactive Entertainment. I'm honored to be appointed such an important role alongside Herman. By working more closely together, we will be positioned to build incredible experiences for an ever-expanding audience now and in the future." So there it is. Those are the two new heads of PlayStation. One of the biggest things that I think differentiates the PlayStation heads from the Xbox heads is that they are far more behind the scenes. They're not front facing. They're not really interacting with the community. They're not interacting with their fans, which I think helps them out, to be completely honest, because you have Phil Spencer and you have the leadership team over there where they're always front facing and they're always interactive and they're accessible. which makes it far easier to criticize them than the PlayStation guys. And I wonder if one of the things they are going to start doing is potentially having more communication with the fan base. I think that would be good. I think that would be awesome to see, and just kind of get more updates on social media about what is happening with PlayStation Studios. So those are the new heads, and we'll see how they do as PlayStation continues to grow. All right, let's talk about some new games. Activision appears to be developing a brand new IP. This is going to be under Xbox Game Studios now, obviously, and then under the Activision division. There is a new job description has appeared on their website stating they're hiring for a team to join the development of a new IP. And this is what it says. Activision is looking for a director animation engineering to join the development of a new IP. They say you will help define our project's game engine technology and how we optimize content, workflow, and performance by leading a team of engineers and working in close partnership with fellow directors and leads across the project. You will boldly craft, coordinate, and prioritize explicit and attainable objectives for the engineering teams within the engine organization. And as a leader on the project, you'll keep the studio and our game from great to even better with a focus on exclusivity, mutual respect, thoughtfulness, empathy, professionalism, and collaboration. So that's pretty much it. That's just the job listing. We have no idea what type of game this is going to be, a third-person action game, a first-person shooter, or anything along those lines. But it looks like the Activision Blizzard division of Xbox is ramping up and making new titles, which is not something you probably would have expected after the recent studio closures and game cancellations, like with Odyssey being canceled. But Blizzard also, as we talked yesterday, is making a new game that now is sounding like it's going to be a Souls-like game. So there is lots of exciting stuff to look forward to from those studios, and we will see when we ever hear more about this, what type of game it does end up being. Now, when it comes to Xbox updates, there's an Xbox update here that is coming. It's a long time coming. This should have been there from a while ago, but it's good that it is coming now. And that is the ability to actually pre-download game updates coming to the Xbox Series X and S. It says here that it will allow updates to be downloaded days before they are scheduled for release. So you can go in there, check your settings, and this new feature will be able to be enabled. And that will save a lot of time, because the amount of times, I mean, you turn on your console now, one of the downfalls of modern gaming is basically all of the updates, and you want to sit down and play a game, and then you're hit with like a 5 gigabyte update or something. You're just sitting there waiting for it before it launches, and hopefully this is something that is going to alleviate that as you move forward. Now, when it comes to Fallout 4, we have already gotten the next generation update for it, but they are continuing to optimize it, which is great to see, as there is a new update here for the Xbox Series X, S, and the PlayStation 5 display settings. There is a frame rate target that will be getting an update. There's visual and performance prioritization. There's auto HDR that's re-enabled for the Xbox Series X and S, and there are bug fixes. So they're continuing to improve that game, bring it to a better feel. The 60 FPS, all of those things already have made the game better, and this will more than likely just give you the best experience right now with playing Fallout 4. Okay, let's talk about this, because Red Dead Redemption could finally be coming over to PC, and it's about time, as the Red Dead Redemption, the first one, is still one of the best looking, like, it's still a great looking game. I don't know if it's one of the best looking games anymore, but it is still a great looking game. And how much better could it look if it was out on PC, and how much better could it run? It just hasn't been there, which was kind of annoying, because it was originally released on PS3 and the Xbox 360 in 2010, and people have been waiting for a PC release of it, and just it hasn't happened. But there is a data mine here that is kind of suggesting that this is finally going to happen, which is a great thing. As this tweet here says, it looks like Rockstar is gearing up for a PC release of Red Dead Redemption 1. This is the data mine. It says RDR product promotion intro body, and then it gives you this quote saying, journey across the sprawling expanses of the American West and Mexico in Red Dead Redemption and its zombie horror companion Undead Nightmare, now playable on PC. I mean, it can't get any clearer than that. And the question, I guess, is this old, or is this something that they just have in there and it doesn't actually mean the game is coming out? But to me, it does sound like it's a no-brainer. Releases on PC, it will sell like crazy. I've never understood why some of these companies take so long to sell some of this stuff on the PC platform if it was only locked on console, because you're guaranteed a good amount of sales from that platform if it is a popular game. And obviously Red Dead Redemption 1 was very popular. I honestly think I liked Red Dead Redemption 1 better than Red Dead Redemption 2, but now on PC, this is going to be really cool to check out and just see how much better it can play and feel and all of those types of things. Okay, well, now when it comes to Assassin's Creed, something I'm extremely excited for is the next big open world one that is coming out. It is now officially called Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's set in feudal Japan, and we are going to be getting our first cinematic world premiere trailer May 15th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I can't wait to see exactly what this game has in store for us. We've kind of already seen some leaks of the gameplay. It looks really good. And one of the interesting thing here about this game is this one is finally only going to be released, it seems like, on these current generation consoles, not last generation, on the PS4 or the Xbox One. As you have an update here, and it says Assassin's Creed Shadows appears to be coming to PC, PS5, PS4, and the Xbox Series X and S, but not the Xbox One. This is according to the Ubisoft store listing. But then it got clarified right after that with response here on Reset Era that it is not coming to the PlayStation 4. So this is only a current generation game from Assassin's Creed and from Ubisoft, which hopefully will give it a nice bump and improvement in just the graphics and the overall gameplay of it. So very excited about this. Keep your eyes open for that tomorrow, where the official trailer will be released. But I'm going to end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.